Seven of Discs, Five of Swords. And beneath it, we have the Nine of Wands, beneath the deck. So, and excuse my voice. I've been sick off and on in September and losing my voice. So if I sound a little bit more raspy than usual, that's why. So my apologies. Okay. All right. Yeah. So in the middle of the reading, Sagittarius, we have the Five of Wands. So this is conflict. This is not agreeing with the people around you. You know, possible turmoil, and it's somewhat heated. You know, you don't feel like backing down. You really feel confident in the reasons why you are pursuing this fight. Yeah, it's a very spirited energy. And then crossing us, we have the Empress. And the Empress is fertility, is beauty, is all things Venusian. And so when it's in the positive, it has like that just loving, yummy feel, you know, that you just want to be around the Empress, you know. It's also fertility, so always make sure that if you want to have children this month, or if you're trying to, this is a good month to try. And if you don't, then definitely take heed and use precaution. But then also in this space too, the shadow of the Empress is she can tend to get jealous, and she can get kind of moody and manipulative. So here in this position, since it's crossing, you have the possibility of it going either way, especially since it's with this kind of battle that you're in, this you know, not getting along with everyone around you, or maybe not getting along in a relationship that you have. So it could be that, you know, you could deal with it with grace and beauty, or you could get jealous and upset. So, you know, I feel like in that regard, that it has to do more with a relationship. And then over here we have the universe, and in the recent past. So this is 6 months to a year. And so things have been building for you. Things have been going in your way, and you really like the way that things are being manifested. And so you're very content with what has been going on in the last year or so. Even if it's been a struggle in certain regards, you're okay with it, and you've been able to handle it. And so this is like creating this argument that you're having is working out the details of all that has already been going on. And so because once you work out all these details, you can look forward and venture out to even newer ideas and possibilities. You know, you hold the world in your hand. Where are you going to go with it? You're starting to get a really solid foundation so that you can go and use it in different ways. And so also here we have at the bottom, Knight of Cups. This is in the subconscious situation. So you're getting messages, emotional messages from people around you. From spirit, from source. You know, energetically, things are coming into you in a very emotional way, in a very, I feel like, also emotions, can be tied to those who we love. And you're getting these messages from them on how to carry on to the future. You know, don't get caught up in this turmoil, because surrounding you are just, is luck and truth and honesty and pushing you forward, and I think that's kind of like a worry of yours, is that is this work going to pay off? Is what I'm doing worthwhile? Is who I am and who I'm trying to be, who I need to be in the future? It's like the questioning is within you. It's and I got this sense with another sign. I actually think it was Scorpio. No, I'm sorry, Libra. of, the universe is trying to give you the sun. I mean, look at the top of the reading, you have the sun. In Sagittarius, you're a fire sign. So, this fire energy is just surrounding you, saying, yes, use that, go forth, go with it. And so this is how people see you, and this is your outer world, is shining bright. It's just shining all over. Make sure though that with the sun shining does create shadows, and so those are the shadow places, i.e. this argument that you're having. And it could be multiple people, multiple arguments you're having that are just kind of gnawing away, kind of annoying to you, are those shadows that you need to address. And I think maybe you're getting a little sick and tired of it too. I mean, we have here the 5 of discs, and that's, of lack, of depression, of feeling left out in the cold, of not having enough to survive. But this is really kind of your own mindset. This is how you feel. This is not necessarily the actual situation that's going on, and so, to combat that, we have the King of Swords. Instead of thinking that you don't have enough, or maybe you don't have enough quite yet, and so that you're still building and creating. But we have the King of Swords here, and so this is an air sign. Talk to your accountant, talk to your attorney, talk to people, who can help you out with situations to make you feel more secure. Okay? And if you don't, I feel like in October, the universe will bring those people in for you. Because I feel like in relationship, like this, I feel like a sense of support from your loved ones and from your partner, but you're also not seeing eye to eye on everything, and so that's just kind of a burden for you. And so you might be thinking about like looking past the relationship and seeing what else is out there, because you see the potential. Okay, yeah, I'm getting the feeling that this does have to do with family. This has to do with relationships and love in your family. Love in your family, love in your romantic relationships is what I meant. Because here we have the universe in the past. So you've had relationships in the past that you felt like you were really solid in, and you felt really loved, and those went to the wayside. And so you felt, you thought you were going to have love forever with these people, and that you were going to create a life together and have children together, and that didn't happen. And so now you are looking to the future for that son. And somebody is offering it to you, but you're not too sure. Because you don't feel completely connected with them. You don't. You're doing the work. You're doing the work here in this relationship. You're doing the work in the relationship, but you're not feeling fulfilled. Okay, I'm getting this now. And so, the universe is kind of saying, take a mental look at it. I think you're trying too hard in a way to make it work. And so you might, I feel like in some instances, more than half actually, you're going to have to cut ties or change something very drastically in these relationships to make it work. Because it's kind of like, is it worth it? So something needs to change. And if you are getting exhausted, and I feel like you might be, you're just, you're putting too much effort into it. It could turn around and bite you. Yeah, that you will say and do things that you regret because you're not feeling supported. And this is how you feel, but the universe wants to give you support. And I mean, you can look at this reading too in regards to work and career and family too, is that, you know, things need to shift. That there's more out there for you. And that you're working really hard and financially trying to save up. And it's really hard to do that when you're fighting. And it could just be you're fighting with yourself too. And that you see all of this beauty surrounding you, but you just, for some reason, something is not sitting with you. So you need to figure that out. Because if you don't, you're going to keep working in the wrong direction, and you might lose the things that you want the most. There's something in your life you are working really, really hard on, and it's not panning out. And so the universe is going to be bringing you messages on the road that is your destiny, in a way, to the light. Okay. Let's look at the Angel Therapy cards by Doreen Virtue. Angels, what added guidance do you have for Sagittarius? What messages do you have? And before, I just thought of something too before I pull a card from here. If you are single and you're not in relationship with somebody, then I absolutely feel that this energy is purely you. You know, that you're not fulfilling yourself. That you feel like, you know, you're looking back in the past like, oh, the good old days. And you're wondering, will I ever get to that height again? To that height? And yeah, you will, because you have the sun overseeing it all. But you have to do the personal work, you know. You have the fertility to do so. It's time for you to birth the new you. And instead of feeling the lack, feeling left out, go see a counselor. Go talk to people who will help you get over that hump. Okay. Angels. Whoa. Angels, what messages do you have for Sagittarius today? Okay. Well, that was pretty clear. Archangel Raphael. Okay. And it says, the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. I'll read that to you again. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. So yeah, I definitely see this turmoil in here. The turmoil, the hurt, the pain that you've been feeling, it's time to let it go and leave it to Source. Source will heal it for you. Source will give you messages on how to go forth to create a new space for you. Yes, so if you feel alone, if you feel like you can't do this, call on help. Call on help to give you perspective.